Hello, this is Dennis Fletcher. I'm with Hemet Eye News, and we're here with DeniAntionette Mazingo in Hemet, California, and we're going to be talking to her about her candidacy. And Denny, before we get started, maybe you can tell us what office you're running for and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some of our questions.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank you for taking this time. I appreciate it.
We're happy to have you.
I'm DeniAntionette Mazingo, and I am a candidate for Supervisor here in Riverside County District 5. I've been in the Valley now for 11 years. The reason I'm out campaigning and I'm running is because I see a lot of issues within our district and our county that have not been addressed.
Okay.
I lived on the East Coast for many, many years. I came out because my mom was quite ill and I wanted to be with her. She passed away and I had my stepdad here, so I took care of him and I got involved in the community. And I really feel that we need somebody that's not a politician, and I'm not, even though I've ran before, and someone that is interacting and involved within our communities, and I am. As president of Ladies of Charities, I started the street ministry where we went out and served the homeless and the poor, not just with food and blankets, but also with referrals. And my heart is dear to senior women out on the street as well as our vets. So specifically, that's what I'm about, Dennis.
Well, I definitely know that Denny's not really a politician. I've known you for many years, Denny.
Yes.
We met at the Interfaith-Council meeting at the local college,
We did.
around San Jacinto College, quite a few years ago on a beautiful summer day. And I've seen you around town, and seen you at a lot of different meetings that we've gone to together. And I know you're an active participant in a lot of the activities in the San Jacinto Valley.
I am. Thank you.
All right, well, let's get started with some of our questions. One of the real burning issues across the country and in Riverside County is affordable housing. There seems to be a lot of housing developments going up everywhere, but a lot of them are in the $300,000, $400,000 house category, not down in the affordable range. What thoughts do you have about that, Denny? What can we do to maybe create more affordable housing and keep people from falling out of the housing that they are struggling to maintain?
I'm so glad you brought that up, Dennis, because that is one of my pet peeves. It goes along with homelessness. It used to be a time here in our valley that housing was affordable. We used to have a senior community, but as you know, within the last 5 to 10 years, our demographics has changed drastically. We have a lot of young families, we have a lot of middle-aged senior women, and they can't afford the housing. We never had houses for $300,000 and $400,000 here in this valley. It is unbelievable, and it is not American. You know, we used to be American with a little house and your little picket fence.
Getting pretty high price now,
Exactly,
isn't it?
too much. And the only way that we are gonna address our homelessness, which I bring into the housing market, is bring affordable housing back. We could develop communities that have different pricing within those communities. If we don't do that, we're gonna keep going backwards instead of moving forward. I really feel for the homeless and for those that are less fortunate, not just homeless, but struggling to pay their bills, we need to start with the little houses, the tiny houses, communities. Instead of building a warehouse community, we need to build a homeless community. With those communities, we could have training, working with the businesses throughout our community. We could have medical, mental, emotional protection and services to them. Get these people back off the street, come back into our communities as contributing, proud citizens. We need to develop and build our nation and our county, but I'm speaking of the whole nation, back with our middle class. We have lost a lot of it due to our businesses being sent overseas. We need
Now,
to bring
may I
it back.
ask a question?
Sure.
So are you envisioning an actual physical community with boundaries made from tiny houses you're calling them? Yeah.
And with these houses, this is not for them to live forever, this is for a transitional period.
Okay.
Bring them in, work with the businesses within the community, provide training, get them back on their feet where they can go out and perform a decent job, and move back into the community as a regular resident.
Productive.
And productive within our community, yes.
Okay, great. And homelessness, of course, one of the things they don't have is jobs. And
Right.
what are your thoughts about jobs? People are, always screaming jobs. How do we get jobs? How do we attract jobs? How do we help the businesses that are already here
I'm
to
glad
stay
you brought
open
that
and
up.
provide jobs?
Exactly.
Right?
Well, one of the things I really feel is that we need, you remember when they used to say, if it was made in America, it's really good.
Made in America.
The best. We
That's
need to
right.
bring our businesses back to our country. And with doing that, our unions, we have our unions which would provide decent salary, training, the benefits that are needed. We could provide this for the homeless. All these people out there are not dirtbags. All these people out there are not drug addicts and alcoholics. I just could try to envision myself on the street. I don't know how I would make it.
I think it's difficult for any of us to envision
My goodness.
what it's really like.
Exactly. So by saying that, what I'm saying is when we build these or develop these small communities, that's one of the things that we provide to the homeless is job training. I really think that we should partner with other cities and states and find out what they did to attract these businesses back within their communities.
Yeah.
We need to do that. We don't have 21st century businesses here or job training. We don't need to have another job to present to a kid that has gone to school for 4 years and comes back and has nothing. They want a career. They want something where they can be established and move up within the community. They want to be able to afford to have the little picket fence in the house. And this is what I'd like to do. I think we should have once a month, we should have a committee from within the whole county. One person from the community, not a politician, and we meet with them, we find out what the issues are within the community, what the needs are, and what we try to work and see what we can do to address those needs.
Oh, okay. So you're running for particular commissioner of District 5.
Supervisor.
A supervisor. We haven't talked about what geographic territory that is, but then when you say the county, we're talking about all the districts then,
Right.
is that right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
The district that I'm running in is Moreno Valley, Paris, Hemet, San Jacinto, and the Pass, just to give you a roundabout.
Okay.
However, there are 5 supervisors in the county of Riverside.
Yes.
And it's very important that we work together and we provide for all of our constituents. So
Yes.
that's the reason I keep saying the county.
So hopefully we have supervisor harmony and not
Exactly.
competition,
It won't be a
right?
problem, right?
Good,
Right.
good. Well, now, to get jobs, we need businesses. Do you have some thoughts about what we can do to strengthen our local business community or grow it or keep it from melting away? What can we do to help these businesses in this area?
First of all, we need to support them. That's extremely important. My neighbor told me something when I first moved here. She was picking me up from the airport, and she was almost empty. And I said, well, don't you think we need to stop for gas? She said, well, I wanna buy in Hemet because I wanna support our local economy. And I think that's extremely important. However, we still need to bring 21st century jobs and businesses into our community. And that I go back to working and communicating with these other cities and counties that have done that and been successful with it. We have some. Also, I think that we need to promote our businesses. We have the Ramona play. We have the Ramona Bowl,
Right.
which is the play for the California.
It's huge, it's huge here.
Exactly.
Right.
How often is it promoted? We just had the play. How many people knew about it? And we need to start promoting what we have here out. And we have the wine country to our south, and then we have the hills and the mountains, and we have the desert, Palm Springs and Palm Desert, where everyone visits. Why don't they come here? We have new motels that have really built up. We have the Saboba, Native American, hotel,
Yeah,
which
hotel.
is beautiful that
Right.
they just
A lot
developed.
of good hotels down in
Exactly,
Florida now.
exactly, and we need to start promoting it.
Yeah. Now, in terms of we have businesses, we have the third best community college in the state of California, Mount San Jacinto Community College. We have outstanding high schools. Do you see any way that the business and those schools could work together to support each other, strengthen each other's
Oh my God, yes.
goals?
I think we need to partnership with our schools. Like you said, Mount San Jacinto is the third best in the state.
It is.
We need to partner with Mount San Jacinto, we need to partner with the businesses, and we need to work with them, promote them, and keep our kids here. But we need the businesses for them to stay here. They have an excellent nursing program, and they have an excellent business program. But is it being promoted, and are we supporting them?
Does our local community know about it?
Exactly.
Saying.
And not even just the local community, but we need to promote it outside.
Yeah.
I really agree.
That's
You know,
good, sounds like a real opportunity for
Yeah, it
more
does.
partnership there than maybe we've seen so far. So
Exactly,
you think you might be interested in working in that area? then?
exactly. I think it's extremely important.
Excellent. Now, another big crisis that's about to hit us, we thought we went through a drought in the past, and now they're talking about a super drought, if you've been reading the newspaper.
Yes.
And water departments are starting to say, get ready, and there is a water crisis coming. What's the role of a supervisor in something like that? How can you help
Well,
us?
I feel that we need to work with the state, we need to work with the city, the local ordinances, and we need to follow what is coming down from Sacramento, our state, our capital. We need to conserve, we have to conserve. If we don't, it will get worse.
That's
If you
right.
remember a couple of years ago when everybody had weeds out in the front instead of grass,
Right.
we haven't been preserving it, we haven't been doing as we should. Moreover, I think we're sending our water out everywhere else, we need it here, and I think we need to address that.
Okay, and if we don't conserve, they're gonna raise prices on us and it's gonna kill us, right?
Exactly,
So
it's
there's
already happening.
serious consequences,
That's
I'm
right.
sure,
Mhm.
coming. Well, good. What about medicine? What about the whole field of healthcare and medicine and rising costs of medicine and some people not being covered? You got any thoughts in that area? It's kind of a final item on my checklist here.
You know, it behooves me to not understand why anyone would object to Medicare for all. We've looked at other states, other countries that do have that. They don't have the issues that we have. You know, what is it? An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
Absolutely.
And
For
I
sure.
feel that everyone, I don't care if you're legal, non-legal, if you're in our state, if you're in our county, if you're in our cities, you need to be protected medically. If we protect you now, just think about later. And look at our children. We should not have obesity. We should not have the different illnesses that our children have.
Like diabetes.
Exactly, and the issue is, they can't go to be checked out, they can't have a physical, what am I gonna do? Look at our seniors, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna pay for my medicine, a doctor visit, am I gonna pay for a roof over my head, or am I gonna pay for food?
Right.
And I
One or the
feel-
other, right?
Exactly, and I feel that Medicare for all is the most important thing for our state, our county, and our cities, period.
That's great. Well, we've covered a lot of important topics. Have you got any final thoughts for our audience here today, Denny?
Yes, Dennis, everybody's not perfect, and I'm certainly not perfect. I've done things in the past that I would just cringe now. And I want you to know that I have addressed them. I have paid for them, still paying for them. However, that has nothing to do with my drive to work with the people, for the people, because I'm part of the people. And I appreciate being given the opportunity to even run. I feel that the county supervisors have a very important position to fulfill, and I'd like to work with them to better our community. And that's what I'm about, and I'm grateful that you took the time to speak with me.
That's great. Well, This is Dennis Fletcher and DeniAntionette Mazingo running for County Supervisor for District 5 in the County of Riverside. And we thank you for joining us this afternoon. Good day.
Please support us.